I have learned a lot on this journey, and I'm about to tell you it all. The good, the bad, and the Wild West. Hey everyone, I'm Abbey Sharp. Welcome to Abby's Kitchen in my bedroom. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing everything I have learned about the supplement industry from now working on the inside for over 2 years formulating my new line, Neue Theory. You know, some of these things really shocked and also humbled me as I've been thrown into a true roller coaster crash course on trying to improve the industry. An industry that I've discovered over the past few years is ultimately shrouded in mystery. I've seen and heard a lot of your feedback, and I am taking it all in. I really am. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect, and no product can be perfect for everyone. As a Swiftie, I basically can relate everything to a Taylor Swift lyric, and as she says, "A friend to all is a friend to none." So I've just had to be okay with not being perfect for everyone right out the gate. I also have to be okay with people trying to take me down because, yeah, a lot of folks don't love my vibe. There are surely a ton of non-health professionals who will never agree with me, and even a few dietitians who don't like my approach. And honestly, that's just part and parcel with this job, right? It's to be expected. We're not a homogenous group, and we all come to the table with our own expertise and experience. But just knowing how much I've helped so many of you with your relationship with food and eating behaviors is really all I need to keep going. Ultimately, I am just so proud of the work I've put in at Neue Theory, plus the robust scientific advisory committee who have consulted on this project and an end product that works and tastes great. And I am 100% committed to continuing to learn and improve our products, which will ultimately translate to improving the industry at large. I know we can't be the only brand trying to change this, and I really hope that we, along with other great new brands, can help to steer the supplement industry towards greater transparency and better quality. We have already incorporated a lot of your feedback in making some key updates to our website, to shipping and marketing. And after a really successful pre-launch, I'm just so excited for all the fantastic feedback we've gotten so far. So if you're new to the supplement industry, let me tell you some interesting facts that have ultimately informed why I've decided to take on this beast of a project. So the first thing that you probably should know is that the FDA doesn't do a whole lot to protect the public from shady supplements. The FDA's website says it clear as day. The FDA does not approve a supplement for safety or effectiveness or evaluate their labeling claims before it hits the market. It's up to the goodwill of the company to ensure their products are safe and well labeled. The problem with this is twofold. Number one, not all brands operate from a place of goodwill. And number two, they don't have to because no one really asks them for evidence. So it's kind of like everyone's driving around without a license with no training, no experience, no insurance, and they're just kind of hoping that nobody stops them. And usually, nobody does. Like the running joke with my partners is whenever we discover a competitor is doing something shady and Anthony is like, "How do they do this?" And my answer is always, "Welcome to the Wild West." It is crazy out here. But honestly, the supplement industry is super saturated with close to 6,000 companies pumping out 75,000 supplements in America alone. So the FDA just does not have the resources to police every random company's labels and claims. And so they have to rely on self-regulation. The FDA is basically just hoping that brands are being honest and putting out safe quality products, and the brands are hoping that you don't know the difference. And even if and when small supplement brands are discovered to be fraudulent, they probably could just get away with shuttering their website, starting a new one, printing out new labels, and continuing to sell the same problematic product. The industry calls this fly-by-night advertising, and it probably happens a lot more than one would like to think. Which brings me to another thing that you should probably know. Where your supplement is manufactured really matters. But a lot of companies don't want to pay the premium for a regulated facility. So companies that are committed to producing safe, high quality, and ethical products generally conduct their production in CGMP facilities. So this stands for Current Good Manufacturing Practice Regulations. So CGMP regulations were created by the FDA to offer the public some protection against shady products. But working with a reputable CGMP facility costs more money because these facilities get regularly audited for purity and quality, cleanliness, documentation, and so much more. And I should know because our manufacturer for Neue Theory is proudly CGMP certified. Unfortunately, because the FDA does not have an official CGMP seal for packaging, most people don't know anything about this. So if you found a product that you love and you want to do your due diligence, check the package and the FAQ of your supplement's website, because at the very least, you should be choosing a product manufactured in a CGMP facility to significantly increase confidence that you can have in that brand. Which brings me to remind you that most supplements out there are never tested to confirm their safety or efficacy. As I mentioned, choosing a product manufactured in a CGMP facility is like a non-negotiable in my books. Like at the very least, this will tell you that the facility is being held to very high standards for quality raw materials, cleanliness, and testing for quality deviations. So, for example, our manufacturer is one of the few facilities with an ISO 22000 certification that requires that they swab their equipment before starting production on any batch to test for impurities and allergens as just one of many examples of safety standards. And technically, if you're working with a facility with a clean audit trail who are also testing the formula and ingredients as ours does, this should be enough to ensure a food safe product. But since supplements are something that you are generally taking regularly, if not daily, I always recommend looking for third-party testing. So third-party testing means that an external testing facility who's not affiliated with the brand or the manufacturer can take the finished product, analyze it, and screen for unsafe levels of any key allergen, endocrine disruptors, elements, and other unlisted ingredients. And FYI, this can be a legitimate threat. I mean, most of the dangerous examples of tainted products come from the shady weight loss supplement world, followed by the sexual enhancement supplement world, and also muscle builders. But over the years, we've seen countless investigations uncovering manufacturers cutting their active ingredients with laxatives, pharmaceutical appetite suppressants, and dangerous stimulants. Obviously, in cases like that, we shouldn't be seeing any adulteration with these dangerous fillers, but in other cases, there are some safe standards that we want to stay under. So with pea protein, for example, there will always be some lead and cadmium because it naturally comes out of the earth and soils naturally have heavy metals in them. But using a more well-studied trademark brand of pea protein grown locally here in Canada and the United States, as we do at Neue Theory, really does help to significantly minimize these levels. So when we were formulating and selecting our base protein source, we were privy to the spec sheets of a lot of unbranded basic pea proteins that are often used in protein products. And some had heavy metal levels that were 33 times higher than what is in the trademarked Purist brand that we use. So yeah, in some cases, you get what you pay for. But again, not a lot of brands test because it's not mandatory by any means, and it costs brands a lot of money. Again, I know, I have gone through this and it's a bloody fortune.
Swimming in it!
But it's important to me, which is why we put it right on the front of our Neue Theory packaging. So we just decided to just build a whole new page with every single value for every single test represented. I don't know any other brand doing that. But at the very least, whatever supplement you buy, mine or any other, you do want to ideally look on their package for confirmation that it's been third-party tested. A website mention might kind of be a bit of blind faith, but our packaging went through intense regulatory approvals to proudly display that claim on front. Which brings me to another really good reminder for everyone: more is not necessarily always better. So there are a ton of popular supplement brands out there that have basically taken an everything but the kitchen sink approach. And most people would look at like 75 ingredients and be like, amazing! Look at all the stuff I'm getting in one scoop. I could never get this in food.
Wow.
And you're right, you could never get that in food. But supplement manufacturers often just follow a brand's instructions. And a lot of brands know that understandably, the consumer thinks that more is always more. But we're still working with like a finite size scoop, right? You can't distill down an entire fridge worth of functional ingredients into 12 grams of powder and expect that you're getting clinical doses of everything in the mix. 12 grams is like a tablespoon. So the result is that you may be getting a lot of window dressing, some really great marketing, but not a whole lot of nutraceutical action. And you know what? In some cases, that might be totally fine. Like, there is something to be said about ingredient synergy, even if each individual ingredient is providing nowhere near a clinical dosage. Most brands get away with this and not get questioned because they pack dozens of ingredients into these massive proprietary blend lists, so you actually have no clue how much of that random adaptogen you're getting in a dose, for example. It could be 50 milligrams, it could be 1. That makes a difference. Which brings me to another shady little truth bomb, but a lot of supplement health claims are kind of BS. So unlike drugs, supplements are not permitted to be marketed for the purpose of treating, diagnosing, preventing, or curing diseases. So that's good. So you can't say that an omega-3 supplement cures heart disease, or an herb will reverse erectile dysfunction. What you can do is use words like supports or targets, which in a lot of cases is evidence-based. But a brand can technically make a claim even if it's not evidence-based, as long as it's within the scope of what the human body can do. So take a supplement promoting hair growth, for example. You cannot say that the supplement treats or cures alopecia. But since a normal healthy bodily function is to grow human hair, you can make a claim that the supplement supports hair growth. Now, a claim like this would make total sense if it contains ingredients in the product that have been shown to help support hair growth. But you could technically be selling like spa water and say it promotes hair growth. As you guys know, I like receipts. I like research. I'm a science girl, which is why on the Neue Theory website, I have specifically hyperlinked to studies that explain our ingredient choices and support the claims that we do make. Another interesting thing is that a lot of companies use cheap ingredients that aren't very bioavailable or absorbable. A huge learning moment for me as a dietitian turned supplement developer was when I came to my science advisor at my manufacturer with a list of probiotic strains that I liked the function of and that I'd seen bits and pieces of in various other products. And the science advisors on our team, who are geniuses by the way, and include dietitians, told me that even though a lot of those strains are commonly used, they actually wouldn't survive very well in a medium like protein powder, so by the time of consumption, they would be rendered pretty much useless. I was so grateful to have access to that expertise because it ultimately informed why we chose to use hardy spore-forming bacillus strains in our 2-in-1 formula, which survive basically everything, like heat, freezing, the harsh environment of a protein powder, and your gut. There's also huge variability in vitamin forms used in multivitamins or different blends. So for example, a lot of brands will use a synthetic form of B12 called cyanocobalamin because it's cheap, but it's nowhere near as well absorbed as methylcobalamin. And thankfully I know this because I'm a registered dietitian. Not to mention, I have a whole advisory committee of amazing dietitians to help review and give feedback on our blends. I've seen some criticism that it's kind of sus for a dietitian like me to be developing and promoting her own supplement brand, but wouldn't you prefer to get your supplements from a nutrition professional rather than like a business person with really great marketing skills? Anyway, just know that there are so many things I've learned about specific brands that I've used in the past that have really kind of helped inform what not to do with my own formulas. Obviously, there's tons of reputable, high-quality supplements out there that I love, that I trust, but there are far more that I don't, and it's a lot of these issues that I've aimed to address with Neue Theory. But again, at the end of the day, I am still learning. I hope I'm always learning because that will ultimately translate into better supplements for you and also for me. But if you guys have any questions about the supplement world or supplements in general, definitely leave me a comment below. And if you're looking to try something new in your supplement routine, definitely check out the link below in my description to order my new 2-in-1 plant-based probiotic protein powder, Neue Theory. Also, thank you so much for those who have supported me through this pre-launch. I am eternally grateful and I'm so pleased, so happy. I'm loving seeing all of your amazing feedback. And I will see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye!